Hi, Chef and Builder Janie Pendleton. We're back in the kitchen. Well, actually, we're back outside and in the kitchen. Why? Because we headed out to the garden to get the last of the produce. I thought I had gotten all the last of the produce, but because of the good weather, I had a ton of tomatoes and celery. I still have another 15 plants of celery out in the garden. I had eggplants, I had peppers, I had all kinds of things all of a sudden come on again. So here we are at almost Halloween. I think tomorrow's Halloween. And so I decided to take all of that, because some of the produce didn't look really good. It looked a little bug bitten and spotty. So I decided to take all of that and I'll turn my light. And I put this into another thing of vegetable stock. So this is at 14 quarts right now, vegetable stock, and I'll cook this down. Vegetable stock's not like a bone stock or any kind of meat stock, ham or chicken or beef. Vegetable stock you only want to cook down for between an hour to 2 hours at the most. When your carrots are cut, or your biggest chunkiest piece of vegetable, and usually I take a carrot because it releases flavor, plus it'll absorb flavor as well. So I take that piece of carrot and I cut it and I take a little bite. If that carrot tastes like the stock and no longer tastes like a strong flavored carrot, then I know the flavor of that carrot is already leaked out into the stock. That's when you want to stop cooking the stock. You're ready. It is ready. And that takes anywhere between a small thing of stock, maybe 45 minutes to maybe 2 hours for something on this size level, this 16 quart pot level. And like I said, we're up to 14 quarts. So, and this won't cook down very far. So, but I went out and I got some fresh herbs from the garden, and I can pan you over here, and you can see here we have some great oregano drying, we have some sage, we have some pineapple mint, we have some lemon balm for those summer blues, you know, the little head colds and things. I put a little bit of this and some honey, and this makes for some really, even in some good cough drops. This is really good. I also can put this on fish, the lemon balm. We've got some parsley that's here drying out, but we're going to go ahead and dehydrate that in the dehydrator. And then we have some marjoram, and then we have some lemon thyme as well. So we've really got a nice variety this year that we're drying. And this is just for, I'm using the fresh for my fresh stalks at this point. But so I went out and cut it and put the fresh in here, but this over here is what I've been drying. So this is what I've been doing today, and I've been gathering everything up in just little things like this because they've dried for about a week now. And then I'll just take and then I'll get them hung up like that. And I'm going to hang an actual curtain rod across here and hang it down, and that way I can hang my herbs across a curtain rod. I can just tie them onto a curtain rod across here. Okay, so that's what we're doing. But I have a funny story to tell you, and that's why I broke out the camera today and decided to talk to you today. Alright, so the day starts with me looking outside and seeing that my dog got loose, my husky. Well, they're escape artists. We all know Siberian Huskies are beautiful, but they are escape artists. So I'm chasing her all over the neighborhood. She's swimming in all the ponds. We have 4 ponds. So she's swimming in all the ponds. She swims in our pond. She swims in the neighbor's pond. She swims in the other neighbor's pond. All right, she's just swimming. She's running for me. She does not want to get caught. So I just say, you know what? God, don't let her get hit by a car. Let's just let her run. I mean, she's a husky. Just let her get some exercise. Let her get it out of her system. Because that's twice this week she has chewed through her robe. Or what she's doing is she's putting on her winter fur, and her neck's getting really thick with fur. And I feel like I'm choking her when I put the collar on her. So she's just backing her head right out of that collar. So the more I tighten it, she acts like she's choking. But she's not. She just acts like she is. And then I loosen it. It reminds me of horses. Have you ever had a horse? And they swell up their bellies, and that way, you know, you have to put your hand over their nose so they'll shrink that belly back in so you can tighten and you can cinch them tighter on the saddle. Well, that's a husky. She has this new thing now where she can puff up her neck and she gets all of her hairs up in there. So that way when I put her collar on her, she can pull her head back out. So she's gotten out of her service collar. She got out at the car wash, out of the car at the car wash. This woman is an escape artist. All huskies are. If you own a husky, you feel for me, right? Okay, well the other day my daughter saw somebody had 6 of them up at Purdue campus, and he was just lining them up in sled formation. And I thought, that poor boy, what does he do when one gets loose and sets the others loose? Because that's what they do. So anyway, make long story short, I headed out to the garden then. I finally got her caught up. My husband took her to the car wash. He washed her. She gets loose there. Now they're all fixing my computer. So I'm home alone and I'm doing all of this. And I'm cleaning out the garden. And I'm really embarrassed because the new neighbors that just built a house down the lane, they're like, oh, she's fine. She's a beautiful dog. She's fine. And I'm, embarrassed and I'm apologetic. You know how it goes, okay? Your dog did bad. You feel bad. So I go out to the garden and I start cutting celery. Well, I get up and I'm walking out and I'm beating off all the dirt and everything. And I just thought a piece of dirt hit me in the leg. And I look down and there's something big, crawling up my tight pants leg, okay? I mean, you can see this. I got it. Look down. I have tight pants legs on, okay? I mean, these are, skinny jeans, tight jeans. I see a lump moving up my leg, and I'm like this, and it won't come out. It's not stinging me. It's not biting me, and I thought, a grasshopper. They're in the fields. It's fall. Must be a grasshopper. So I'm going like this. It makes it up to here, and it's crawling, and it's feeling like it's not biting me. It's not hurting me, but it doesn't feel tickly like a bug, like an insect. So I'm standing out here with the new people, with the new house across the lane, and I start stripping my clothes off where I thought nobody could see me behind the pine trees and around that arch wall I built. No, the new neighbor comes around the corner, and I've got my pants unzipped down here like this, and lo and behold, my biggest fear is tree frogs. And I got a little tree frog crawling up my pants leg. I start ripping off my clothes. I'm like getting down on the ground on the new patio we just laid there that you saw that video. And I'm trying to get this frog off of me. I'm freaking totally out. My biggest fear is frogs. You can throw anything at me. I will eat anything. I will eat bugs. I've eaten bugs just to show my mom I'll eat bugs. But I'm afraid of frogs. It is my biggest fear ever. I just about died. And I'm like trying to keep my composure. They come around the corner and I am like getting stripped naked on the back side of the house behind the wall. And she's like, oh my. And I'm like, it's a frog. And of course they understood, and I'm glad her husband wasn't with her. But I'm telling you, I was so embarrassed. Okay? Embarrassed. I wasn't at first because I just wanted rid of the frog. But once that happened and this little thing crawled away and I still have the Heebie Jeebies, I still feel like it's under my skin. You know that feeling you get, but I was so embarrassed. So that's my day. That's why I made this video, and I just want to let you know that I admit that I'm afraid of frogs. I'm not afraid of anybody or anything. I fear the Lord, but I fear no man and I fear no animal. But I do fear frogs. So write me down below and tell me, what is your pet peeve? What scares you? Is it spiders? Is it snakes? Yeah, I'm not afraid of any of those things. I pick up snakes. Garden snakes are good. At first, I thought maybe I had a small snake crawling up my leg. Now that would have bothered me because we have copperheads and stuff around here. But anyway, if I sound excited, it's because it just happened. And I just had to tell you guys about it. I got a lot of friends out there on Facebook and YouTube, and I just thought you'd get a really big kick out of what happened to me today. I mean, this has just been my day. The dog getting away, apologizing to the neighbors, other neighbors coming here, seeing me. Embarrassing. So anyway, this is Chef and Builder Janie Pendleton. Make some vegetable stock, but maybe tie a rubber band or maybe tuck your pants inside your socks when you're in the garden, especially this time of the year, because God knows what's going to crawl up your leg when you're out there pulling weeds and cutting celery. I know, mine was a tree frog. Oh, I hate them things. I know they're good for the environment, and I leave them alone, as long as they leave me alone. But we live near all these ponds, and we get a lot of them. And they're up in the gutters, and you can hear them, making their little sounds. And ooh, I'm so freaked out. So leave a comment below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and tell me, what is your pet peeve? What gives you the creepy crawlies? And since it's Halloween, I thought this was a good time to share. Hit the subscribe button Blessings.